Toronto Raptors survived Game 3, double overtime. Kawhi Leonard came out down the stretch, 36 points. Um, he put the team on his back. And one of the key things that, if I'm reading to you all these stats, Milwaukee plus 10 points in the paint, 46 points in the paint. Milwaukee got to the free throw line 33 times, took 33 free throw attempts. Milwaukee out-rebounded the Toronto Raptors. If I read all those stat lines to you, you would say, hey, Milwaukee won the game. But Toronto came out and they fought and they clawed. But one of the key things that's really upsetting me about Toronto is they lack a sense of composure. Down the stretch, they couldn't make entry passes. They couldn't run any plays. The last play of the game, I don't know why Pascal Siakam is shooting the three. I think it was in the first overtime or regulation. He's shooting the three, and he's not even drawing iron. Pascal Siakam is not a clutch shot maker. I understand that maybe they want to use Kawhi as a decoy, but get somebody else who's a better shot maker. Kyle Lowry lacked composure, fouls out of the game. Norman Powell, even though he played a great game, he lacked composure. He was too valuable to be picking up ticky-tack fouls. I know he got pushed in the back, but at the same time, sometimes you have to keep yourself at a certain distance so you avoid the foul. The Raptors could have won this game. It didn't have to go to overtime. They had a 5-point lead with a minute left in the game. They ended up blowing that. In the first overtime, they had a lead. They ended up blowing that. They gave up a three from George Hill in the corner, which was absolutely ridiculous. Every time they took 2 steps forward, their offense or their defense made them take 2 steps back. Careless turnovers, trying to fit the ball in holes and seams where it doesn't belong. In order for them to tie the series, they needed to show composure. It all boils down to composure. When you look at the best teams that ever play and advance, they have the most composure. Why did the Portland Trailblazers advance past the Oklahoma City Thunder? Composure. Why were the Warriors able to advance past the Houston Rockets? Composure. I'm looking at Kyle Lowry. I'm looking at some of these ancillary pieces. Even Gasol. Gasol, he had a good game, but he lacked a lot of composure. You saw in the pick and roll, he tried to discus throw the pass. Turnovers. He was trying to get a bunch of assists, forcing the issue with assists instead of taking shots. Lack of composure. He overcomplicated the game. All you had to do is simplify the game, and they would have won the game in regulation. So to me, what Nick Nurse has to preach is composure. Composure, composure, composure. Even Nick Nurse himself showed a lack of composure. He wouldn't call plays, even down the stretch in the first overtime when Kawhi went for that shot. He was letting the clock run. Nobody knew what the play was going to be. The Raptors just show a lack of composure. They need to get their fidgety, nervous. There's an actress. Her name is Sanaa Lathan. Sanaa Lathan sells. She plays very nervous roles sometimes. But if you know that actress, you know what I'm talking about, how she gets really, really nervous. And I know she's just putting on a role. But the Raptors are the Sanaa Lathans in terms of composure. Sometimes they just don't show it. And that could cost them the series. So this next game, I want to see some plays run. I want to see the milk clock. I want to see when they get a lead, they're running good actions. Not this crazy trying to run with the Bucks. Don't run with them. Play basketball. Don't play track and field. Play basketball. Golden State Warriors, Game 4 tonight. They're going to face the Portland Trailblazers. As much as I want to say the Portland Trailblazers are going to have a lot of pride, they don't want to lose the game, I think the Portland Trailblazers have shown their hand on everything. They try to play big, that didn't work. They try to play small, that didn't work. They try to insert different players in the starting lineup, that didn't work. Yusuf Nurkic injury is huge, but they made it this far, and they really can't use that as an excuse. Same thing with the Damian Lillard injury. We didn't really hear about it until most recently, which is kind of screwed up because you would think that, and I know Dame didn't do this, but you would think his trainers and the people around him would keep that under wraps. But saying this now just makes it look even weaker because at the end of the day, a lot of the things that we saw on the court, it wasn't necessarily injury prone or injury based. You're looking at all these turnovers and the way that Lillard he's really unable to attack, and the way he's commenting on the defense, he never mentioned the injury really. So to bring that up now seems a little kind of calculated, and you're trying to say this is the reason when truly, when you're looking at it, when he makes plays, that's not necessarily the reason. Now, I know the rib injury is very hurtful and it's hard for you to play. But at the same time, you're here, you're playing, so you can't use that as an excuse. If it's that crazy, don't play anymore. And that's just the way I look at it. You know, you can't use that necessarily as an excuse. I don't think that's really good on their part. But you know, I can't call it because I thought they were gonna win game 2 the way they were playing. Nope. Game 3 the way they were playing. Though, if they let the Warriors get out to a fast start right out the gate, that's a sweep, and most likely everybody's leaning towards the sweep because they're bottlenecking the CJ and Dame, and they're just forcing other guys to beat them, and other guys just don't have enough to beat them, and it's sad to see it that way. But you know, for the Portland Trail Blazers, I know players might celebrate their season as they should, but if they get swept, they should look at it as a teachable moment and a learning moment, and maybe the GMs can say, hey, you know what? We should make some moves to get back a player, a wing like Aldridge. We need a wing. We need a wing or a forward. You know, I know Nurkic was injured, yes, but they need a wing or a forward that can play defense and make plays for them. And this is a series to show them, hey, we need another playmaker. It just didn't work out. Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.